Hi guys, welcome back to K-Pop Talks. I'm your host Aladdin, and today we're gonna do our K-pop reviews. Unfortunately, it's gonna come out a couple of days later because my other PC has problems, just doesn't turn on anymore. So as you can see, there's no PC. So I had to move on another PC and see how it goes. I don't know. I'm gonna try my best on it. It's probably gonna give me some issues because this computer has a bunch of age, but hopefully it's gonna be its best. And let's get right into it because I think we have a lot of interesting music to talk about. First, we have Senze with featuring Tama with Sul. Sul is alcohol, if I remember correctly. And this is a good song. I really enjoy Senze. I didn't know who he was. I really like his vocals. I really like his production choice here. I think it really fits with the mood and the style of the song. Tama obviously has a pretty good, uh, you know, classic Tama performance in his feature. It's really enjoyable. I found that while you think it's gonna be a classic, kind of like moodier pop track, R&B track, you actually get something a little bit different. The production there is a little bit to go in areas where normally, these artists tend not to go. Again, don't expect something crazy experimental, but expect some flavor and trying something different by Sinze and his producer, or whether he produces his own track. I think he adds a lot of interesting things, and I recommend you this song. I think it's pretty good. Next we have Coyote with Go. This is classic group from the early 2000s, late 90s. Coyote, this is just a song for the fans. It's classic K-pop, Korean pop music from the 90s in every way, from the production, the voicing, the singing, the choruses. It's very, in a sense, classical, kind of like first generation music. It's not bad, but it's very average. Again, this is a song for the fans. They come back, they make them for the fans. I assume they tour a little bit. They might do the local festivals and stuff like that. And it's enjoyable. It's definitely fun at least seeing them still enjoying making music together. After all these years, in the industry, it's kind of cool to me. Next, we have Golden Child with Replay. A classic Golden Child single, aggressive. I think the production is really good. Honestly, I really like the bridge or the pre-chorus. I really enjoy them. The bridge at the end. I don't know if there's no bridge in the song, but I like the pre-chorus in here. Yeah, I mean the chorus is fine. It's something Golden Child has been doing for a very long time, so it's kind of basic in a sense, but it's still quality. So it is what it is. Next, we have From 20 with Chemical. This is pretty enjoyable. When it starts, I'm like, it is what it is. A little bit of a throwback, pop song, EDM, disco. But then that chorus is really, really good. I think the chorus is the best part of the song. The way he sings on it is the best. The way he decides to sing on it and the way he says the words, I think really, really fit very well. And I think his performance is really good. So while I think some of the parts of the song have been heard before and have been done before, I think his own performance and then the chorus really make this song to me somewhat of a standout, something I personally wouldn't mind adding on my playlist. And next we have PH1 featuring Won Jae with Mr. Bad. This is a good song. PH1 came back with something more of a classical hip-hop song. We even have some like sampling on here. We have a great feature by Won Jae. His rapping is always slick, good, not overly aggressive, kind of laid back. I think he matches somehow Won's pace and like style very well. And yeah, the song is really enjoyable. Good lyrics as always, and a really good chorus. It's one of the best hip-hop tracks of this month, 100%. Next we have a solo track by Pentagon member Kino with Pose. It's a fine song. It's definitely heavily inspired by Taemin in every aspect, from the song itself to the music video to the dancing. You can clearly see that Taemin is a huge inspiration for him, at least in my opinion. I think it's very obvious. Maybe N somehow, because I can see some N in from some of his like dancing and the way he approaches his songs, because N has a couple of songs like this as well before he went to the military. So yeah, it's an enjoyable track. Definitely like to see more Pentagon Idols members getting more shine as a soloist. That's pretty cool in my opinion. Next we have Tribe Kiss, a group that has been on the up and come at this point. They're really big, really popular, and I can see why this song is very popular. Honestly, the chorus is very Everglowish, Bon Bon Chocolat, with that weird drop that completely disregards the entirety of the song, and that is to me not. It's the worst part of the song. Actually, it's not bad, but it's the worst part in my opinion. Like the rest of the mood of the song was so good. The rapping is really good. The energy, the attitude is there. The production I think fits very well what they're trying to do, but that chorus to me is just, I get it. That's what people like. It's also the strategy that a lot of K-pop groups and a lot of K-pop companies, in fact, even K-pop soloists are going for, which is the challenge, right? Or making a song going viral on TikTok. So you need that drop so people can do the covers. You need that drop so people can do TikTok about it. It's the way the business is right now, and it's gonna be for I think a little bit. But the song is good. Tribe. I've enjoyed most of things they've done. I won't say they've impressed me necessarily, but they're a solid group, and I think with this song at least, they're bringing a little bit more personality, which I think you can see in every song, but in this one I think it comes out a little bit more. Apart from the drop, everything is at rest. I think is very enjoyable personally. And in complete contrast, we have Hade's Always There, Always Be There For You. Great song, simple ballad, great vocals by AIDS. She had just released her own album, Undo. Amazing album, go listen to it. One of the best albums of the year in my opinion. Damn, I still have to drop that album of the year list. I haven't done it yet, but my PC is broken, so I can't really get the files. But yeah, I mean, it's, in my opinion, a very enjoyable track. I think it's from the album as well, so definitely go and check the album. The album is really good. It's not super long, it's short, concise, but it's just nice to see her back making very good music. Next we have Ovan with Cold World. This is a good song in my opinion. Really good song by Ovan. Ovan has been on a roll lately. I think most things I've been hearing from him, I've been really enjoying. Sad that all that thing with him apparently faking charts because he charted over some of people's favorite boy groups or girl groups. Well, he's a very good artist in my opinion. He seems to be really good, and hopefully he can get to the next level. Again, because he deserves it. He's really good, and I think he has been unfairly mistreated, unfortunately, by the industry. But regardless of that, this is a good track. It's the production is simple, the chorus is simple. It's again very retro, but I think Ovan's voice fits very well with this mood and the imagery that even the music video goes with it. Next we have Dark with One and Only. I'm not the biggest fan of this. It's too basic for me. Production, vocals, choruses, style. Obviously, again, a huge Chris Brown influence here and that early 2000s R&B scene. But, there's no flavor in here. There's nothing that really stands out. You can't even say his amazing vocals, which it was very typical from a lot of these very popular artists from that era, even mid to late 90s, where they might have not had the greatest songs or in terms of lyrics and stuff like that, but the vocals or will be something about the song that will make them really stand out. This song unfortunately is the definition of mediocre, or average. There's nothing about it that really stands out, in my opinion. Simple as that. Next we have a rock band, Misfits with Takeoff. It's not the best thing I've heard, but it's definitely different. Early 2000s, Avril Lavigne, Paramore, heavily inspired style in this song, in my opinion. You can clearly hear it, and the song is enjoyable, in my opinion. There's nothing about it that I would say it's bad, but even though I'm not the biggest fan of it, at least I can enjoy seeing something different in this industry. A little bit more of rock that is outside of that heavily prepped rock you normally hear from the really big companies. When it was the day 6, the CM Blues and these guys, this feels a little bit more natural to me, even though it's classic pop rock from the early 2000s. But her vocals are really good. I enjoy her vocals, and the song is fun. Honestly, it's a fun listen. Next we have We Are with Maldives. This is supposed to be their summer song. Honestly, I don't like it. It might be my least favorite track of this week. It's so uninteresting. It's so boring. It's so not them, and it doesn't really fit them at all. Also, if you're gonna do a summer song, I think just go with it. What's the point of doing a summer song if then you're just gonna... I can't believe they called me on the phone while I was recording, but my point about We Are stands. It's just not a good song, in my opinion. I don't think it fits the group at all. And if you want to do a summer song, you should just go for the concept fully, so you can maybe even have a hit doing these kind of half-ass songs and making a music video on a Thursday next to a beach doesn't make it a summer song in my opinion. That's how I view it. Next we have Bada, legendary K-pop idol with localized heavy rain. This is a good song. I mean, it's a classic ballad, but Bada's vocals are really good here, and it's a very, very relaxing, heartfelt song by her with, again, amazing vocals. It's simple, it's straight to the point. Next we have Jo Yuri with Maybe, a ballad. So the full music video is not even on YouTube. I hate this whole universe thing where you have to go on apps and look at. I hate it. But regardless of that, song is fine. It's a ballad. It's more of a simpler song, and I think it doesn't really necessarily fit her as much because I think Jo Yuri really works with more complex concepts and more complex songs. In that sense, more standard K-pop music. But it's not a bad song by any means. Just that it's kind of like boring in my opinion. Was it really necessary? I don't know. Next we have another legendary idol, Lee Yori with Lee Sang-soon with Happy Me From Today. Is it correct? Yeah, Happy Me From Today. And it's a simple song, but it works. Again, a very simple, kind of like retro lo-fi production. You know, what do you call them? Synth waves, I think that's what you call it. That has that feel, and I think her vocals here are really good. Lee Sang-soo vocals here are very good. The song is simple, it's straight to the point. It's a vibe, it's a relaxing song, and it's simple. They did their homework and they left. So I think it's fine. I don't have anything bad to say about it really. Next we have Amelie featuring Alex Carlson with Hearts on Fire, and it's a fun song. You know, it's a club, it's EDM at its purest. You know, great production in here. I really like the production. I really like the way they added the vocals, and it's just a really enjoyable track. You know, it's one of these tracks you can listen when you're working out, when you're working on stuff, when you're playing games. It's the perfect track, and Amelie does a great job on here. Alex Carlson, which I assume does the production here, I could be wrong, I'm sorry, does a very good job. It's enjoyable, it's nothing out of the ordinary, it's a well done song, and I enjoyed it, honestly, pretty simply like that. High On, Never Be Okay, another solid track in my opinion. Good vocals, production is way more upbeat than you would expect from an artist like High On. Very enjoyable track, similar to the Leo Rees and the Badas of the world. You know, they come, do their thing, and they leave. Next we have Junni with Not About You. It's a fine song really. I think the biggest problem with this song personally is the production. I just don't think the production really fits with whatever the mood they were going for and the concept they were going for. It's a little bit too happy, a little bit too upbeat for me. If it was a little bit more laid back, like a song we're gonna see in a couple of minutes, I think it would have been better. But yeah, I mean, it's a fine song by every means, but I'm really not a fan of this style, and when it's come to stuff like this, I don't find it to be, you know, something that I'll ever go back to, honestly. Jiu with Evergrey. Similar to Journey, laid back song, kind of like more of a dramatic song, but here the production, his vocals are really, really good. And I think it really, really fit whatever he's going for. I love his kind of like Billie Eilish type of singing, very whispery, fits him very well. The production is dark, it's moody, and therefore you want to go for the concept, you can do it this way. And I think this is what Journey's song was missing. You can find in G was, and this is a really good song, one of the best, I think, definitely of this month, 100%. Next we have Extraordinary with Strawberry Cake. First of all, I think this song is really good. There's a lot of 21 Pilot on here, more like modern style Paramore, a lot of the more like modern style rock songs, but the structure is well done, the instrumental is good, the voices effect are implemented at the right time, and the chorus is really, really fun to listen to and catchy. The problem for me is bigger than that. You know, I think it's like, I don't understand JYP. Like, they already did the same mistakes with Day6, so I thought maybe they've learned something from it and they would do better, but what's the point of doing a rock group? And mind you, they had some steam when they debuted. I remember people really were talking about the teasers and the concept and how cool it looked. Then they dropped their first song. I think it has 20 million views, which is more than I thought, but my point is, of course it's gonna get their views. Your JYP is gonna get their early looks, but the second comeback took too long, and I think in the meantime, I think this is their second or third comeback, I don't remember, but in the meantime, it's like, you have to look at it from this perspective. You have to push this group, you have to promote them, you have to send them to TV shows, you need to push them on Twitter, on YouTube, because the reality is, if you don't, this group is not gonna be successful for a very long time, similar to Day6. It took them years for the six to get where they were before they decided to move on and do other things. You know, it's like you can't always do that. You know, and I guess and I kind of get this point where it's like it's a rock band, so probably it should be more like natural, not as heavily like you know. Constructed like maybe of a classic K-pop group where that's more acceptable. I get that JYP wants to have that feeling, but for me it's like nobody's saying that you have to like fabricate their success, but at least promote them, put a little bit more effort in that. You haven't put any effort in that, so that's my only concern really, because you know it's a classic thing that JYP has done forever with this type of groups, you know, and yes, eventually they get to a certain level, but you wish they did it faster, specifically because you know, this is not the rock era really with a lot of young people, so it's gonna be really hard to convince a lot of them to go and check a K-rock group. Is the reality. If motherfuckers are not checking hyper popular rock groups now, I don't think there's a rock group in the top 50 most listened on Spotify. Maybe 21 Pilot, maybe they might be there, but in general, maybe I mean if you want to consider Imagine Dragons, that's sure. So 2 out of 50. I mean, it sucked when we were kids where if you did the same list there'll be like 20, 25. I mean, these days are over, so I think you have to put more effort in the promotion aspects. You have to put more effort in everything else. The music video though, it's cool, I enjoy it, but it's low budget, guys. It's a train station with everybody in black and then performing. They put no effort in this comeback, so I'm kind of disappointed by JYP in that sense. For what I think a really, really good song, and it gives me hope because they obviously have more skill than I thought they had. So really, really good track. JYP do better because they deserve to get more popular, and you can do it because you've done it with every single thing in your career. Why not do it with them as well, motherfucker? Why? Next we have BM with Stranger. Definitely similar to Amlay. EDM, good vocals by BM here. He has improved his vocals a lot for me, I think, a year or so ago. And the song is good. Again, retro, synthwave, that classic, you know, retro song that a lot of people have been going back to in Korea, specifically the last 8 months. In my opinion, it's been everywhere. Everybody's been doing it. It's an enjoyable track. I think the drop could be a little bit better. I don't think the drop really fits with the vibe of the rest of the song, but it's enjoyable. It's really enjoyable, and it's a good track by BMO. I want to see release more and more soul music because he is a very creative guy. I just think he has a lot of insecurities about his own skills. I mean, he's talked about it in the past, you know. But it's like I want to see him do it more, release more music, and even if it's not the best, at least you try, because I know he can do it. Honestly, I know he can. And the last song of the week is Tiger JK, legendary hip hop rapper from Korea, with POV. Really good song. You know, this is a type of song that I don't expect someone like Tiger JK to do, but the experimentation from an artist like him who was way late in his career, has always had the same style, to try and push him to a different situation is interesting. Now, this is not the first time he does conceptual songs, no, but I think from a production standpoint, as far as I'm concerned, maybe I haven't listened to enough of his music. I remember him making this type of songs, this type of productions, rapping on this type of productions, the way at one point the vocals gets inserted to kind of show you that he goes from this and you can see it through the music video, which is really good. He goes to this world which is somewhat real, to this super like unreal world, and like kind of ethereal, non-existent world where there's this woman pole dancing on the train, and then he goes into this other world as well, right? So these very interesting visuals. Plus, I think his vocals here are good. His lyrics are always really, really good. And one thing actually I think he does, and I'm not saying in a negative manner, repetition is not something people do enough in Korean hip hop, I think. Like knowing exactly when to repeat the chorus, when to say a certain part of a song again, to make it feel like it has continuity. I feel like something people don't do enough in Korean hip hop. Like maybe the only artist I can think of is Won Jae, does it very well. As far as I know, Nuxel does it a little bit as well. Simon Dominic, but most artists, they have this thing that they do first verse, chorus, second verse, and chorus, right? They never maybe take a part of the first verse and bring it later and so into the same song to, you know, play around with it a little bit. So the song is really enjoyable. I like the Matrix style of music video. One of my favorite hip hop songs of the year already, I would say easily, and a standout track from an artist that, again, keeps reinventing himself with no fear, which is, I think, honestly extremely commendable. And this was it for this week. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna release the video a couple of days later, but my PC doesn't work, so I was about to like record it and was it a Sunday, and then my PC just died. Monday we have in Italy called Ferragosto, nobody works, and we tried yesterday, go around find some people. I gave my PC to a technician that I've known for a long time, who was working in this industry and knows how knows about PC 10 times more than I do, 100 times more than I do. So hopefully it's gonna be good, and thank you for watching the video. I'll try to release possibly this week a video that I want to do about extraordinary heroes. I want to talk about JYP's way of approaching with raw groups, even comparing to day 6, and then I want to make the another video, possibly more what do I have to think about it. Like I've thought I somewhat thought about what I want to do, but it's something that I have to think about deeply, and maybe not this week. I already think about the concept now, and next week to maybe take it in action. I would have to think about it, but regardless of that, I think it's a very enjoyable track. And oh my god, I'm so tired. I thought it was a very enjoyable week, honestly, compared to other times where it felt like there was always the same shit over and over again. You have diversity from girl groups. I don't think you have girl group song this week. I mean, you only have Tribe, a lot of solo stuff, enjoyable music, kind of different, laid back, not the classic kind of like over the top stuff that is popular in K-pop right now. And I enjoyed it, really good. See you next time. Thank you for watching, and leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.
So they let you tote that record player down there, huh?
Singing. Yeah. That's the beauty of music.
Put the music back on.